Thanks for staying with us. The majority of older patients take several medicines to treat chronic conditions or illnesses, and keeping track of all of those can be difficult. We're still talking with pharmacist Lisa Sather. Thanks for sticking around yet again with us, Lisa.
Yes,
so we've talked about getting clarifications on the instructions when it comes to your medications, but sometimes people don't realize they have questions about that medication until they're home. So if someone gets home after already talking to their doctor and pharmacist and realizes, I have a question, what should that person do?
Sure, call your pharmacist. I would say they're probably more readily available than reaching someone at the physician's office, but certainly you're free to call your doctor's office and see if someone's available to talk to you.
Okay. And what if someone opens up their medication bottle and it doesn't look right? Maybe it's not the same pill they took when they filled this prescription before. If I find myself in that situation, what do I do there?
Sure. So I think firstly it's important to note that this is more common than you think. There can be sometimes up to 10 different manufacturers for a generic medicine. That medicine may be square, round, oblong, a different color from manufacturer to manufacturer. Most often when a pharmacist has to change the generic manufacturer of your same medicine, you'll see a specific label stuck to your medicine bottle that calls out that this may look different than the one you previously received. Or they may counsel you before you leave the pharmacy, hopefully, or write a note to you saying, this is the same medicine, it just appears differently. So that is very common. Also, if a medicine for some reason is available now in a generic and you formerly had a brand name medicine, again, that's going to be the same situation where it might look differently than the brand medicine, but it is the same medicine, the same molecule that's working for you. It just has a different appearance. If you're concerned about that, certainly you can call your pharmacist. They're able to actually verify for you based off of the imprint on the medicine, the shape of it, and the color of it, what that medicine actually is. There are online apps, online tools that you can use to punch those things in. And also typically your bottle is going to have the actual description of the medicine right on your prescription bottle, so that's a good reference too.
Okay, great. Another instance of something that might happen that you don't realize until you get home, you open up that medicine bottle and it's huge. It's a big pill or it's a large capsule, and some people really have trouble swallowing some of those. Can you just go ahead and crush it, break it in half, maybe break open the capsule and just take what's inside?
Beth, please don't do that.
Okay.
That's a no-no.
Okay.
So I think we need to back up first and just talk about the fact that you probably would already know if you have trouble swallowing. If you're a person who has issues with swallowing, capsules, tablets, or those kinds of things. So if you kind of already know that in the back of your mind, I would suggest that before you leave the pharmacy, you actually have your pharmacist show you the medicine in the bottle before you leave, and you can say to them at that point in time, this is a large pill, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take it. You can talk about whether or not that's available in a liquid form or a capsule form, something that's easier to take than what you're looking at. So that would be my first recommendation. Second thing is, if you do have trouble swallowing, and you can typically get them down, but it's a little bit more difficult, make sure you drink lots of water even before you take your medicine. That lubricates your throat, your esophagus, and helps things pass down more smoothly. So that's important.
Okay. So let's talk about those folks who have multiple medications, and that certainly becomes more common as we get older. Do you have any tips on how to organize yourself so that you're keeping track of all those different meds?
Sure. I think most importantly, it's important to have a system to keep organized with. It doesn't, to keep things on a routine. So firstly, whatever that is, make sure that you have a routine in which you're remembering to take your medicines. If you need to set an alarm, if you need to work that around a specific time of day, you take a walk, you have dinner at a certain time, that's important. If you need to, you can certainly get a pill organizer. These are available in all kinds of different sizes, shapes. They can hold lots of different pills. They can be used for once time a day. If you're taking things up multiple times a day, there's multiple compartments for those, so that's really important. It's important to keep a medication list, keep an up-to-date list of all your medicines, what they are, what they're used for, how often you take them. All those kinds of things. You can make a list on your computer. Some folks are very into that, and so that's easy to do. Keep the printed copy of the list with you. Make sure you take it to all of your doctor's appointments. That's extremely important. And regardless of your system, just make sure you're consistent and you do that. Stay up with that, because it's important to take things as they're prescribed and make sure you do that routinely.
Okay. For those people who are trying to keep on top of a chronic condition or disease, maybe heart problems or something like diabetes, or even multiple conditions like that, where they are really taking a lot of medications, and those pill boxes don't really get the job done, any suggestions for those folks?
Sure. So the best suggestion I have for that is you might need to use multiple pill boxes. That is really the best way to do that. In addition to that, I would recommend you have a written list that tells you the date, the time. Every time you take the medicine, you can write down that time of day, what the medication was, so that way when you're dealing with multiple things, you've actually documented that you took it versus just relying on, has it been taken out of the specific pill box? I think that's really important.
Okay. Are there any risks associated with taking medications out of their original packaging or that bottle and putting them into those pill boxes?
Sure, that's a good question. Most medications are fine taken out of their packaging. If they're not, it's going to be listed right on the labeling, or your pharmacist will probably even tell you that when you leave with your prescription. So the biggest thing is really that, some of those are really sensitive to temperature. They have to be in the refrigerator, or they have to be kept away from light. Again, that's going to be specified to you. If medicines are blister packed for you, certainly you can take the individual blister packs and put those in your pill organizer, so that will be fine. And really important, just don't handle the medicines more than you need to, because it can lead to breakdown of them more quickly than you'd like.
Okay, we're almost out of time, but really quickly I want to get in one last question about if you take them out and then you don't remember which pill is which, what do you do?
Sure, great question. Your pharmacist can help you with that. Again, as we talked about earlier, that imprint, that shape, that color is going to be completely identifiable either by an app. Also, the labeling on your original prescription bottle should have that. You can go online.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lisa. That's all the time we have for today, but I appreciate all your time and your expertise.
Absolutely.
And thank you for tuning in this week. We hope we'll see you again next week. Until then, stay fit, stay well, and stay healthy for life with Healthy Living for Life. Have a great week.
Healthy Living for Life is brought to you by Mountain Pacific Quality Health. We'd love to hear from you. If you have suggestions for future programs, visit our website at mpqhf.org or call us at 406-443-4020. You can also catch us on YouTube by visiting our website and clicking on the YouTube icon. Special thanks to Fire Tower Coffee House and Roasters. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions.